Hello. Brief overview of DIAMS, Digital Inspection Audit Management System. Part 1, DIAMS in a few words. What is the DIAMS application? DIAMS is a web application for communication between various users, back office, clients, auditors, POV, etc. Designed to enable UTAC to deliver certifications to its clients. A web application. Accessible directly online via a web browser, Edge, Firefox, Safari, etc. No need to download or install a program locally, e.g., on a PC. Therefore, it can be accessed from any computer connected to the Internet. Only one website address, https://diams.udc.com. Part 2, How to connect. Go to the site, https://diams.udc.com. First connection. Click on Login. Click on Forgot Password. Enter your email address registered in DIAMS and click on Send a new password. Retrieve the temporary password in your mailbox. Return to the DIAMS site, https://diams.udc.com. Log in with O username, email address registered in DIAMS, audit correspondent. O password, temporary password received by email. You will be redirected to the password change screen. Enter the temporary password and your new password. Note: check your spam, check restrictions for certain senders like no reply, no-reply at utaxerum.com. Part 3, General Presentation. In DIAMS, an audit is a series of tasks to be performed by the audit correspondent, client, the auditors, the UTAC Administrative Service. For each new task, the client correspondent will receive an email from no-reply at utac.com asking them to complete a task. This may involve completing a form, uploading mandatory or optional documents, downloading documents, with working documents accessible depending on the tasks to be completed. Menu Certifications. This menu allows access to all certifications regardless of status, in progress, valid, suspended, cancelled, withdrawn. Menu Audits. This menu allows access to all audits regardless of status, in progress, valid, suspended, cancelled, withdrawn. Menu Tasks. In the DIAMS application, a certification process is a series of tasks that allows a certificate to be issued to the client. Red tasks are not yet feasible and green tasks can and should be processed. Menu Toolbox. This menu provides access to various documents that UTAC can make available, such as guides, PowerPoint presentations, meeting minutes, various information, FAQ list. Menu In Progress Audit Type. This menu provides access to your folders containing all documents, mission, audit confirmation letter, document list, quality documentation, finalized audit plan, final audit reports, latest version of the schedule, client-approved closure requirements, etc. On the menus accessible on the left side of the screen, you will always find the search menu at the top of the screen allows you to refine your search by entering criteria. The search function depends on the selected menu. You can adjust the display order by clicking on the column header. You can change the language at any time at the bottom right of the screen. Let's now look at some examples of tasks to be completed. Example tasks for a given audit, depending on the type of audit, standard, follow-up or renewal, recertification, etc. Return the completed file update. Provide documentation. Identify your organization's processes. Corrective actions and evidence. Let's take a characteristic task, provide documentation. First, at the bottom right, you can change the language to French or English. This function is accessible on all screens of the application. At the top, you have the task name and status. Then, you will find a summary of the audit that you can expand with the small downward arrow. You will find all the audit information, the standard, the sites to be certified, the site to be audited. Then the audit dates, duration, and assigned auditor. Continuing down the page, you will find a description of the task and, importantly, the operations you will need to perform, which should be read very carefully. In this example, you have one or more mandatory documents to upload, meaning that if you do not upload the documents, you will not be able to close and validate this task. You can delete files using the trash icon at the end of the line. You can also open the file. It is then imperative to validate the task by clicking on Complete the Task at the top right. Note that once you complete the task, you generally will not be able to modify it, and the process will continue. In this second example, we will look at the task of identify your organization's processes. The same principle applies. In the first part, you have the certification summary that you can expand using the small downward arrow. Next, you will find the task description and the operations you need to perform. For this task, identify your organization's processes, you will need to manually enter all the processes of your company. Click on Add. Enter the name of the process. Enter the name of the organization's representative audited. Answer the 3 questions. Is it a manufacturing process? Is it a process at the audited site? Is it a process at a remote site? Note that you will be able to retrieve your processes during a future audit to avoid re-entering everything. Once you have answered these 3 questions, validate using the small downward arrow. You can edit a specific process line using the pencil icon or delete the entire line using the trash icon. Finally, as with all tasks, validate the task by clicking on Complete the Task. This third example concerns the task, corrective action and evidence. At the top of the task, you will always find the certification summary, followed by the assignment of the task to the audit correspondent. The description explains exactly what you need to do, so read it carefully. This task addresses the nonconformities identified during your audit. To address these nonconformities, you need to expand the first nonconformity by clicking on the small downward arrow and then answer the questions. Note that you can enlarge the input window for more comfort by positioning your cursor on the 2 small diagonal lines and stretching the input window. For this task, you need to enter your text in each item. You can also copy and paste from an internal document. Additionally, you must upload the requested files. If you have a file that addresses multiple items, you can upload the same file in several places. Once you have finished with the first nonconformity, move on to the second one, and so on. You can save your work at any time using the Save button. This action will not validate the task, and you can complete it later within the given time frame. If the Complete the Task button is not accessible, it indicates that you have not filled in all the necessary information or uploaded the mandatory files. When you have finished and met all the criteria for your nonconformities, don't forget to click on Complete Task at the top right of your screen to validate this task. We thank you for your attention and remain at your disposal for further information at the email diams.support@utac.com.